What up, though? Welcome to a hot episode of POPradio. My name is Miss Cosmo, and we're coming to you from a different venue today. We're out at Khayelitsha, and I am rolling solo. I'm not with my main man, Muchi. Life and its things do happen, but it doesn't mean that the show needs to stop. We do have to continue going. And today I do have an awesome guest with me who is hailing all the way from Kaapstad, and of course, my lady.
Yes.
Love her so much. Shout out to Koala. How you doing, baby?
I'm good, thank you. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to see you. You've been here for a while, obviously just doing a little bit of a PR run. But happy to see you just in person because I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, we always meet like in
in very
stuff.
weird places.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to? What are you doing in Johannesburg? Because everybody knows you are not trying to move this side. You're saying Kapa is my place, 1000%.
No, usually when I come to Joburg, I always like come for work or like it's always like a campaign I'm probably doing or called for. But this one I wanted to, especially after dropping Anazindo, been funanje like ndize koqala for like a week. So I wasn't brought here by someone or whatever, but I budgeted for the trip and I was like, I need a whole week's set of stuff that I need to just do and just be around and be seen, because it's been a while since I've been here. And it's either when I come, it's either come for like a day or two. So I was like, let me just chill around for a week and do some work in some studio.
Nice. So I know you've definitely been working on a lot of new music. You've been working on a lot of new projects.
Yes.
But there's also just a lot of things that you have kind of done in Cape Town that you're trying to be proud of. And obviously For the Culture is one of those events that you've been working on for years. Can you just give us a bit of a brief background as to how it started? Because it's not something that just came up now. I know some people who aren't aware of it are probably only seeing it now, but so just give us a bit of a background as to what made you feel like this was important to you to get it done.
The inspiration behind For the Culture was Cotton Fest. Also, I just wanted to. The industry is a tough place, and everyone needs a door to get in, and sometimes it will be like in 3 years, and sometimes it will be like in 10 years, So I just, as little as I can, as creating a platform, and making it a passion project and not everything being about money and time and whatever it is. So this time around, this is the third time we're doing it. So the first one was in Khayelitsha, and the guest star was the late Ricky Rick. You should have seen the way he pulled up. He pulled up, no fancy things, no bodyguards, no nothing. He just showed up, and I couldn't see him because he went in the crowd. We didn't fetch him from the gate or something.
What a psychopath! I mean, he used to do such weird things.
And he just walked in. I'm bumping into him as I'm going to the point. I'm like, sorry, and I'm like, bro, are you here? And that was one of my best memories from him. So from then on, we collaborated with more brands and more alcohol brands and Stimorol as well. Just got on board. Adi has always been there, so we just want to grow the brand bigger, also in the corporate side of things, instead of just performing and making music and music videos and just keeping it there.
Nice.
So that's where it came from, and it was it's for the kids by the kids.
Nice.
And when I say For the Culture, it's like, it's just not Khayelitsha on its own. It's the culture of hip hop as it is. So this time around, it's a 2-day tournament. Usually it's 1 day. So now we are covering the 29th and the 30th of September. The tickets are available and they are on my bio on my Instagram, D_Koala. And
Okay, well, I think Popcast might need to, take a little bit of a road trip or maybe catch some flights. I don't know about road trip, 12 hours, I don't know. But we'll make our way to Cape Town, hopefully.
That'll be so much fun.
We'll be able to come through and support you if we have the means. But, speaking about Ricky, he's somebody who is very special in the game. I think everybody has a particular story that they can speak about when it comes to him. And everybody felt like he treated them like family, and he had this very special thing about him where he could make you feel special, but also just feel like you could call him whenever you needed to, but also he was always there supporting. And you are one of those people that he actually reached out to as well, especially even after you had done the Utatako remix. Tell us a little bit about your relationship and why he was so special to you as a mentor as well.
It's crazy because I never reached out. Like, I never DM'd. I never looked
Isn't that wild?
And it's crazy. It's crazy because I think there's one person I've DM'd like when I was still like rapping in English, so it was nasty.
Yeah.
So now as we start talking, I just started to like scroll up and I'm like, there I am with, hey, hi, check my style, yo, I'm dope.
Yeah.
And I deleted them. I was like, that's making cringe. But anyway, he found me on like a 30-second video on YouTube, and I wasn't having even a profile on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was still part of like this other group called Californication at the time. He found like a small snippet there, and that was more convincing for him. He didn't even go to my feed or like the catalog that I have or anything. He was just like the energy and just you was enough to convince him to be like. And for me, it means so much because I used to say to like my late mom that I'm never gonna pay for a flight to go to Joburg.
Yes.
Or to go anywhere that I need to go to make this thing happen. I don't want to do that. If it's meant for me, it's gonna come to me. And I just prayed about it. And then the funny thing is that my first flight to Joburg was Ricky calling me for Major League Gardens.
Shout out.
First flight to Joburg, first stay in Joburg, first experience in Joburg, first 2,000 audience, first big stage. So it was a lot of firsts. And it was my first of me hanging with him that time. And I was never shy. I didn't feel nervous. I didn't feel like I had to be someone different for him to see me as a cool person. He made it really comfortable for me to be myself. He was just, he would get so excited of me just being me.
Yeah.
I never thought it would become a deep relationship. I thought it was one of those things that we see, you know, when a big artist gives another artist, a younger artist, a chance, and it goes around for a couple of months and that's just it. But like, I didn't need to come here and call him all the time because one thing he always pushed me to do, and I think with everyone else that's close with him, was don't make another person feel like you need them.
Yes.
You know? So just, you should trust that they love you, but they're not always going to be there. So you need to do things on your own sometimes. So I'd get here and push my own things, and he would be the one who gets angry that I didn't call. So it was a crazy, crazy, amazing relationship. Always encouraged me to take my time. Yeah. And if I feel like I need to take a break, I should. Because he was always scared about how much of a free spirit I am. And he'd be like, it's so tough in this industry, and you're just like a bubbly, happy person. And I don't want your spirit to get crushed, you know? So be careful who you share that with at all times.
Energy is important. Right. Yeah.
And like, take breaks if you need to. If things are getting too much, take breaks. And like, I used to call him at like 3 a.m. and he would answer. And it would be about boy trouble or like something whack. And I'm there crying and I'm drunk. Yeah. No, you don't understand. I'm like, leave him. And I'm like, no. Like 3 to 5 a.m. If my airtime finishes, he calls right back. Yeah. You know, and I never felt like I bothered him. Yeah. Nah, I love that, bro. Like, you know, I still feel like sometimes I feel like I should call him, you know, about something, like something exciting or something I need advice on. Because I don't have that person anymore in the industry for me. Not that I wish that there was another one, but I'm just already taking what I've learned already. So that was the deepest relationship I've ever had in the industry, was with him.
Man, that's such an amazing feeling, an amazing relationship that you can have with somebody, especially in the industry, because you know how things can be so fickle. Things can also sometimes feel a little fake, and sometimes you feel like you need to have real people around you. Yeah. But you know, in that same breath, you were mentioning about your late mom, but also obviously Ricky's late as well. I know you've lost a lot of other close family members in the past couple of years as well. And sometimes, you know, I have this thing about death where it kind of like teaches you something. It teaches you something that you might not have realized before, or maybe a way that you have been living your life and you maybe want to kind of switch that up and change it a little bit. And it leaves something with you. What has that kind of done with you? Because I know loss is sad and it's hard and you need to kind of heal and you need to grow from it. But what do you think you are kind of growing from these experiences to be a better Koala?
Oh, I think the greatest thing I've done for myself, like with starting the industry and being in the industry and meeting people and like being in the light, and you know, is to always, I had to always tell myself, D, we have to stay the way we are. Like, we have to stay like this, because once we start acting like somebody else, we're gonna lose it, because you're gonna act like someone else for so long that you forget who you were in the start. So you can't just jump right back to who you were. So with anything and everything, I've tried to not hide. Of course, there's things that you just keep to you, and then there's just stuff that I feel like I don't need to keep because I feel like everyone else goes through them. So it makes me comfortable to be sad, to be angry, to take time, to keep quiet, to be loud again and stuff like that, because I've already made my fans and my people like comfortable with who I am. Therefore, if every picture I took or every live I made, I had makeup on. When they see me without makeup, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Then there's your magazines posting Koala. Your blogs are there and there. You know, oh my gosh, she has a pimple. You know, stuff like that. But if I show all my sides,
there's nothing to attack
you can't really catch me slipping, because I never lied about something. I never hid much. So, I mean, with that 2-year break and all those deaths during COVID, of course I was like feeling like I can never get back up.
Yeah.
Because those are my like strongest people in like my life, and they played a big part. So it was like, mom passes away, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who else who's another mom.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who's another Ricky for me. I don't know. Not even in terms of the industry, just in terms of brain picking and just sharing whatever you want to talk about. So I was trying so hard to go into studio, and that's when I thought I was kind of losing myself a bit, when I was like, other rappers, even when they sad, they go to studio and they make music.
They make sad songs.
And then when you post it, when you see like Instagram is another pressure, né?
Yeah.
So when you see social media, like you see that, oh, this other artist, they're dropping every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're in studio 24/7. They sleep there. They don't sleep. Am I supposed to do that? You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's when I forgot what I told myself. So I was forcing studio, because I'm like, I'm supposed to put all this grieving into words and making songs right now about this. And I would get to studio for the whole of like a year. And like, I'd get there and I'd be like, okay, let's start with the features that I need to send. Then I handle the features, because features are easy because the concept is already there. So you're not going to struggle with what you want to say. And I'll handle the features. Then when we get into like beats from scratch and like lyrics and everything, I'll always run to do something jumpy and trappy and fun, because I want to feel like that. But it would be so whack that like, I promise it would be so whack that I would realize at that moment that I'm just wasting time.
Yeah.
And instead I'll just like, nah, my bro. Let's just, and like, I would just and then decide to go out.
Yeah.
And just not chill at home and not, because I couldn't stand being alone. But after some time, I forced myself, and I think my sister was like, it's okay to take a break. And I called my manager and I was like, can I take a break? Like, is that okay? I know I'm hot right now, but can I take a break, please? And I was like, okay, it's fine. I will make plans for you that are subtle, and you can still take your break. So, okay, as long as I'm not feeling like music right now. Took a break, came back, and when I came back, we did Anazindo. And that's when I was able to put in sentence what I was going through. Yeah. Meaning, for me, it meant I've accepted, I've understood what has happened, and it's part of my life, and a fresh start is always there anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I took that.
You know, taking a break is so important. I mean, I think obviously hearing different stories and what different people have to kind of go through, the social pressures, the energies that you are around all the time, the personal things that you're dealing with, because I think sometimes we also forget that we're human, that we have to deal with different things and life and its changes and how it affects us in different ways. And taking a break is so important. So I'm glad that you were cognizant enough to kind of take that break and to take that decision for yourself, because if you are not healthy, then you won't. You'll be able to see it even on stage. You'll be able to see it even when you're posting. Nothing will be the same. You know what I mean? You need to at least look after yourself so that you can be better. So I really appreciate the fact that you did that for yourself. You know, it's really important. You know, just also when you're talking about certain pressures and talking about friends and industry and things like that, there's also just like this big pressure that also comes through just for females in the game over and above, just being in the industry. And I know it's sometimes kind of difficult, especially as a female rapper in South Africa. And I know everybody always has the same conversation about male dominated, whatever.
Female in the industry.
Yeah, we're tired of that question. Firstly, leave it alone.
Leave it, please.
Leave it alone, But what I am kind of curious is also kind of how you are, cultivating more women to kind of feel they can do better, especially in the Cape Town space.
Yeah.
I know you and the youngster are very, you're very particular about staying in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Firstly, okay, 2 questions. Why do you not want to leave? And I get it. I think I just want to understand from you and your perspective as to why it's so important for you to stay in Cape Town. And secondly, how you're kind of growing more women in Cape Town to feel they've got the confidence to get into the industry.
Well, so me not wanting to stay here in Joburg, it doesn't mean I'm never going to.
Yeah.
I just haven't found my peace in Joburg, like a safe space.
Okay.
When I'm here, it's work, and even when it's playtime, I still feel like I'm at work. Like I could be in the club, and I could just feel like I'm still at my job.
Yeah.
And when there's a lot of things that happen in the club as well. It's like, okay, like the buying of alcohol, the people that are at this table with you. There will be some that you don't even know, and there's some you know. And that's just, I'm an overthinker, so I'll be calculating people, like, what are they here for? Who's that? For what? And also, I just also have to, like, calculate how drunk am I going to get and how it's going to look.
Yeah.
And, like, don't want to get sloppy drunk.
Yeah.
There's still eyes here, so it's not like a regular day at the club.
Yeah.
You're there to work, there's cameras, there's everything. So I avoid the club. I don't go to clubs, but I only go to a club when I'm called for and when it's my job.
Yeah.
I will never spend my own money in a club. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It's not ridiculous. I'm with you. Don't worry.
But like with that being said, going back to the first question, right? Which was
firstly it was about Cape Town, but obviously you've just answered that. And then it was about growing females in Cape Town to get the confidence to get into the music industry.
Yeah. One thing I just like urge is I always like try to push for, especially females, is that there's no limit. Like no matter what kind of questions they can ask or make you feel like you're in a specific box, if you're gonna answer that question with the mentality of thinking that you're in a box, then you are in a box.
Yes.
But if you're gonna fight that question on some, I'm sorry, dominating, who's dominating where?
Yeah.
What with what? Because what I understand about myself is that I'm in my own lane, own pace, run my own race.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's no one that's dominating in that lane.
Yes.
No one is overtaking because energy, like it's my lane, like it's my pace at my own time and space. Therefore, no one can come into my space and try and dominate my space. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So when you're saying, of course, it is tough being a female in this industry. That I won't say it isn't, because there's certain things like they're gonna take you lightly. They're gonna make you feel like you're a brat when you want things to go in a specific way.
Yeah.
They might prioritize the guy in the situation more than you. They might think you're less talented than the guy. Especially in rap. Like I really, really have a big problem with the differentiating of kinds of rap.
Yeah.
First of all, rap, what I'd like to think is about is constructing of sentences, concept, and good storytelling, and of course a flow. But you make it how you want it to be heard, right? So if I want to rap about my thighs and my ass, that shouldn't be wrong.
Exactly.
Right? But how is that seen as a less big of a rapper? Like, you're not that dope. To when a guy who raps about a girl's ass and thighs. To me, it's giving low self-esteem from the guy. Yeah. Meaning the guy needs us in this place. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I feel like we dominate because there's no male rapper who hasn't sang about a hand.
Exactly.
Or who can't even sing about themselves. Yes. You understand? So my point with that being said is like, when you judge rap, judge it on your... Actually, don't even judge it. Like, it's a free space. It's a free, it's a free articulation of your mind, of what you want people to know is going on in your head.
Yeah.
And there's thousands and millions of people that relate like to what you might do or what you might say. Not everyone is going to, but you might dedicate to a specific group that hasn't been seen.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
You know, especially within the hip hop space, there's always hearsay about this, that, and the next thing. There's always people putting you in a box. There's always like question, but is she really good? Is she not good? Can she maintain it? But then there's always just like kind of leeways that are given to different people for different reasons. You'll never be able to explain the game. That's one thing. And you're right. Just stick to your lane, do your own thing. People will love you for who you are and what you're about. And that, I think, is what's important.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you don't change and you maintain yourself, that's exactly what people want to see. But what people have been seeing also about you is also seeing a different side to you. I think a more comedic side, especially with your TikToks.
Yeah.
You definitely entertain a lot of us. Thank you so much
for
bringing the joy back into social media, because I think a lot of us were just taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just feels too curated. No, I must make sure photo shoot. I must look like this. I must look like that. No, sometimes you just want to tell a joke, post it, pumendabi.
Like just share your brain.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So really enjoying what you're doing, especially with all of that. But do you think that's kind of leading, or it's kind of growing your fan base to your music, or do you think that's kind of growing a different side of you, which you could possibly veer towards a different type of brand outside of your music?
That's a very good question. But you know, how I take this is all these things that are given to us, your Instagrams, your TikToks, and your what. It's up to you to like make them what you want to make them. So I chose to make TikTok a personality space.
Yeah.
Because on Instagram it's work. Like Instagram for me is like my CV. Like I can't like just have jokes galore.
That's true.
And still have to put my music up there and whatever. Because now you can find that can also create like a split of people being like, can you post more funny videos on your Instagram and whatever. That's how my Instagram is my job.
Yeah.
And yes, I do post on TikTok my job, but like it gets seen. But what people want on TikTok is the music, of course, but also when you share your personality, it makes the people on the other side connect to you and see you in a normal way.
Yeah, like a human.
Yeah, like a human. So if I don't have makeup on, I have makeup on, or if I just woke up, or if I have food in my teeth and I'm just talking nonsense, or if I'm just a bit tipsy and just talking nonsense or whatever, it feels okay because I know the person on the other side is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like I want people to not be able to judge me and be like, she's a normal person. Like if she's sad, she's sad. It's a normal thing. I go through that. Because you're like a celebrity, or a famous person, it doesn't mean you have all the answers to how to feel. So it doesn't mean when you're sad, you know how to make yourself fine. So sometimes when you're sad, you're going to be sad for a while. And it happens. And I just want other people on the other side to know that, hey man, you're not crazy. I'm not crazy. Our minds are just built like this. And can be fun somewhere.
Yeah.
So sometimes for me, it works because I made a fan base that also didn't know my music. So it wasn't about the jokes. It was like after the jokes, people would, when I post the music, people were like, oh,
I like that.
Damn,
she's dope.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
You know, and some got to remember, you're the girl. Oh, okay, damn. You know, and I get new fans almost every day, new supporters, and sometimes the musical fans get to know the personality now. And now everyone just becomes a big family. So it works both ways for me. And it makes me feel comfortable with the industry.
And I think it's also it's a good form of release as well, for you to kind of, you know, sometimes you just need to crack a joke and post it, and
or even just tell the truth about how you're feeling. I'm like, yo guys, just in you know,
they are Koala today.
And it helps. It's like, okay. Some people even like, it helps them with the anxiety sometimes. But you just have to time your TikToks. Like, not even your TikToks, just social media.
Yeah.
Like, don't always be on your phone.
Yeah.
It can make you not sleep. There was an era I was like in that when I'm asleep, I'd be like this. That time the phone's not in my head. And my sister was like, sis, no. I have schedules with my phone because I sleep text and I'm not even holding a phone. It was that bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, I'm glad at least you've got people around you who are at least trying to protect you and trying to manage
they're very
you.
Observant.
Yes. It's important to have that, especially sometimes as creatives, we don't really realize how much of ourselves we're pouring out into the world. And sometimes you need to kind of then hold yourself and bring yourself back in. And you need good people around you to remind you. Could say, hey, careful, careful, relax, chill out, take a breather. Let's get back into the game, you know? But that's dope, man. I like that it's kind of working on both ways, because it is important to kind of show a little bit of yourself from a personal perspective as well as the music. So I'm glad that people are being reminded and also then growing with you with the new music that you're going to be releasing as well. Talking about that, because that's also like a little bit of a collaborative effort. Talking about collaboration, you also have had a long-standing relationship with Adidas.
Yes.
And this is one of those relationships, and I think even just from a culture perspective, it's huge. Not a lot of artists work with brands, I think, to the extent that you've kind of had with them. And some people don't get it right. Sometimes it's always just like, maybe you just get like a promo drop, or maybe you just get like some sneakers, post it if you want to, whatever.
Yeah.
Why is it so important for you and Adidas to kind of work with each other? And what is the basis of the relationship to kind of take it to the next level?
I think what brought me and Addy together was one of the first sporting capsules that I've went to. So I was dressed in Addy. So I think the brand from then was like, I look good, and I put it like I put the clothes together in like a proper dope way. Addy is a sports brand, so I tend to be able to make it a normal streetwear look mixed with sportswear. So it makes it trendy. It makes it influential. Like, it makes people want to actually go in the store and like find those pieces that they thought were not there. Because when you think sportswear, sometimes you think, sports bra, shorty, you know, like that, like techies and stuff. But when you actually walk in the store, it's exactly the stuff that you wear, but it's just up to you how you put them together. So I think they really, really loved that, and the influence I had within the industry and with the Three Stripes. So as soon as I was wearing Addy, it was very noticeable. It was quick. And I think even in my hood, like, kids were like getting Addy. I remember this time, like, it was the 16th of December, and like a bunch of kids were outside my house, and they were just singing Kappa Kappa. When I walk out, they just didn't Addy, dog.
Really?
Like, it's crazy. And it's like, these kids went to their parents and they said, on the 16th,
I want to look like
Three
these.
Stripes. Exactly. And like, it's those little things, man, that just make it worthwhile to even be part of the brand and be comfortable with the clothes and like what I wear, because it's part of me. So when Addy and I became like deeper into it, it was now more of a family business, because now it's like, when I get in there, I feel like I'm at home. When they're with me, they feel like it's, you know, I can't, like, I never disappoint. And also, I think me being myself with the brand and not being what do you call this? Like, not being like a doll, like a mannequin, like what they want me to be. Me being myself was enough for them, because it made them feel like I'm comfortable with the brand.
Yeah.
So now they're not gonna, when they ask something from me, they don't seem like they're asking too much from me, or they're forcing me to do something, because I do want to. Then when we got into deeper things like your campaigns now and billboards and whatnot, that was one of the big things. When I can wear like, imagine starting from two pairs of sneakers, and those the dopest sneakers where you wear on a special day.
Yes, we don't take them out when you go into the streets.
You leave them out.
Good choice.
You know? And everything that happened within the World Cup, it was amazing to learn about sports. So now I'm not just an ambassador, I get to learn different things. And now I'm learning about soccer, and I learn about fixtures and whatnot, and what goes with this, and fitness as well. So I also attend the fitness things that they do, so that just to be part of everything within Adi. Then the biggest one was the Home of Classics, which is all over. It's a very big campaign. It's a collaborative with Lil Dre. He's a skater from the US. When I got that call, not to say I wasn't surprised.
Oh my God.
But I was like, it's my space. Like it's entertainment. It's us.
It's comfortable.
It's creatives.
Yeah.
You know, it's not much structure. Once I do a campaign that's like creatively driven, I get so excited because there's no wrong idea.
Yeah.
So mixing those energies was just so cool, and learning about like US without even being in there was just like having a little bit of experience here at home was just like so comforting, and like made me feel like soon we're going all over this place, because there was no way I could have a billboard of my face in Adi in Indonesia and I'm not gonna go there soon.
Exactly.
So the billboards and the adverts and the posts, social media, everywhere is all over the world. And
we just need to put it into a proposal. Hey, Leo, it's time to do your job, my brother. We're going to Indonesia,
for me,
okay?
there was a sign that I'm gonna go all over.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like God showing me that you are at home right now, but you are gonna be everywhere, you know? And let me show you how you're gonna be everywhere with all these billboards and these campaigns and these TV adverts, you know? So I feel like it made my mom so proud, because I've always tried to convince her that like this is what's gonna happen. And she didn't take me as like I'm crazy, but she did give me that look like
she was just worried. She was being a mom.
And everyone in Lini like is like book smart, you know, like, and me, I'm street, and I know that I'm not smart, but it's just that I just told, okay, I said, Mom, when I wanna go this side, and the rest of the family can go this side. She was like, I don't know. And luckily my late aunt was like one of like my biggest supporters, and she was like, Mom, just give her a chance. She's young. There's time. So by the time we were on TV and having music videos, my mom was recording the music videos. So when her friends come over, she plays everyone that comes through the house, any visitor, she plays that. Just to like remind you all about. She said she was gonna do it, and you asked me on my show, and I look at that. So to be with Eddie like this, and being on billboards and being able to see myself everywhere, is just like one of the biggest things that I've achieved, especially this year, because I still feel like it's still early in the year, you know? And I'm like, I just have so many things I've accomplished already, and it's things that are not even in my book. It's things that are just on the outside. Yeah. And I'm just like so grateful to God for Eddie and the relationship we have. And yeah, I just wanted to continue longer.
Yeah, I think it's also just testament to the type of creative and the personality that you have, that they had chosen you, because out of the big span of artists that we do have in South Africa, they saw something in you, and for you that they wanted to kind of build this relationship with you says a lot, and it means a lot. So big shout outs to you, a big shout out to your team. And I do think, you know, the world is definitely your oyster. It's going to be taking you to different places and different spaces. So I'm excited, man. I'm watching, I'm a fan, and I want to see you taking over the world in that direction. You know, also, obviously with collaboration, it also kind of brings it in from a music perspective. I know you've worked with a lot of artists in South Africa, but do you have any dream collaborations or people that you're sitting back and you're like, you know what, this is on my vision board and I'm saying it now, and at some point I'm going to make it happen?
So my dream collaborations are, okay, I try to not have a fixated like vision. It changes every now and then. I work freely now, so however that happens or however we get to be in the same studio, I suck at planning things. So
don't worry, we all are, babes.
I'm the worst. Like if ever I plan a studio session, I'm the most panicky one, because the people that I'm planning that need to be there, because when you make a fixed plan, it needs to be what it is. But usually for me, things always work spontaneously. They work best spontaneously. So I do have a Muzi dream collaboration that I want.
Yeah. He's so dope.
He's too good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And every time I listen to his music, I'm like, how did you come up with this?
That's me every single time, because it's like he does what you would like to do as an artist. Like, it's like just his creative and his mind and the way his energy just freely flows. It's someone I definitely would want to be in the studio with. Also, I have one of the biggest dreams is to work with Thandiswa Mazwai. Because not only because it was my mom's favorite, but also because the way she represents Xhosa culture.
Yeah.
Yabona yena no Zola from Freshly Ground.
Yes.
Those are two people that I'd just love. So if ever I'm in album mode, I think that's why I haven't been in album mode, because I want those specific people.
Do you know? I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I think Thandiswa is also just on my vision board at some point somehow. I don't know what song it's going to be, but it's gonna happen
I don't
one
know
way.
That plan, but it's gonna happen. I don't know how.
Maybe
but it's
we
gonna
must just
happen.
DM her and try it out.
That's me just shooting my shot. And of course, Malum Cool Cat, Shoma Josie, and Ostrava.
Yes. So clearly we've got.
In terms of hands, there's two hands I want to work with.
Yeah.
Boozy Lee.
Of
course, we can make that anytime because we cool like that.
Yeah.
So, but Boozy Lee and Lizzie Lindo Guhle, I think she's like, I think she's fire. And like on the spot, she can even, finesse, and I grant that hand. I still want to do more music with Holy Alpha as well, and hopefully Rouge.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the list of people that you've kind of put up, because it also kind of shows the type of music that you enjoy. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's also one thing that people also kind of box us in sometimes, is that, because you're a hip hop artist, you only listen to hip hop, or you only listen to a certain type of rap. And it's like, no, my mind actually expands a little bit further than this. I do listen to the likes of Java, Thandiswa Mazwai, Lindo Guhle. Obviously, it's like different spheres of different people. But I think, because you can open yourself up creatively to these different people, you can make different music.
Yeah.
Which is going to be mind-blowing.
Crazy.
So I'm saying, girl, put it to the universe, pray, do whatever you need to do. Just make sure that you get that album done, because I want to hear that music.
Everybody wants to hear this album. Like, do you know my fans email me now? They don't DM anymore. They email.
Oh, really? Did you give them an email?
No, my email address is like for bookings and whatever. But they email. And they're like, hi, sister, we still love you, but we are waiting. Album where,
Dear sister, in like, me the album.
What advice can you give me? So it's people are getting very patient.
Yeah.
But I've made my people also understand that, like, I'll take my time, because I need to understand what I want to say.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys will be getting trash music.
Exactly. And it's all about making sure that you maintain the standard.
Yeah, because that's why Gwan took 2 years to finish.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be Maglera's song, because the thing, he called me for his camp.
Yeah.
So he was around here 2 years ago. Went to his camp, met him for the first time, met Indigo Stella as well. And then we were recording in different rooms and whatever. But I was with him and LD and Zeno in one room, and LD played this beat, and then I got to the hook in like 15 seconds, and we finished the hook. Then he's like, but I wanted a verse from you. And I'm like, if I put a verse here and a hook here, it's mine.
It's my song. Exactly.
And it's like, then you owe me one. And I'm like, I beg. So our relationship is like so cool, because it doesn't feel like owing or favors. It gets fun like that. It keeps us on our toes, which is why me and him have such a cool relationship. So he laced the verse. Me, I didn't put a verse. Then I went home and things happened, and I couldn't rush putting the verse on. And people was like, where's Gwan? We were still waiting for Gwan. Is Gwan still a thing? Is it gonna drop? And I was like, I kind of need to keep them Gwan, because I thought I was going to keep it there. Then after feeling like I can be fine, and then I chose to not even like drink at studio, because I felt like it was wasting my time. So I'd go there with water, and I'll just handle studio. And when I was with ZB, I laced the Gwan verse, and it was the one. And because there was someone else in the room, and they were like, "Do you need to tell them what you mean by Gwan?" Meaning, whoever's talking about you and saying you're not doing the most or you've done nothing, tell them what you've done.
Yeah.
So, hence why Gwan was so me in being in their face like that. And I'm glad I waited, Because if I rushed Kwan, you guys would have had a trashy verse and a trashy song.
It's nice to at least, I appreciate the fact that you're so self-aware about the music and self-aware about how you come across, especially in the music, because you also want to make sure that people hear exactly what you mean and exactly how you wanna come across. So take your time, man. I mean, there's really no rush. As long as the music comes and it's fire, then that's all we really care about.
Of course, no pressure.
Do you think your writing style has kind of changed over the years? Because obviously you grow as a person, you switch it up a little bit. How do you think your different experiences have kind of changed your writing style? Do you do something specific in studio?
What I do is sometimes I can write at home without a beat or anything, and I write what I'm thinking. Then sometimes I can land at the studio and what I wrote can fit into the beat that's being played.
Oh, dope.
Sometimes I write in studio, and maybe we can get out like maybe 2 or 3 songs out of that session. But in terms of writing skills and concept of how I structure, because you have to understand, if ever you came in the industry and you came as someone who talks in strict Xhosa, now you're going to have to also learn more of your language so that you can make those double entendres, those punchlines, the ones that fly over your head.
I always think it's so much harder.
The funny thing is, fans think it's easy to make songs and albums, but now there's a thought process that goes into it, because if I said in this line, in the song that I just recorded, I lo bali, and the other song I'm doing, I basically can't be saying I lo bali again in that song, because I just have now I'm gonna have a thing.
Yeah.
So what I also noticed about my music was there were just too many words repeated too many times, but now it means I have to go and go into myself and kind of do my research so that I can enhance my storytelling and the words I use and the vocabulary I use. So with me now, it's 10 times harder, because when it becomes tsotsital, you don't want to overstep on you don't want to step on people's toes, and you don't want to misinterpret the word of what it actually means. So if you think the word imeti means a plate, and then you say that on a song because you're trying to sound cool and from the street, they're gonna call you out. One thing about Xhosa people, whether it's tsotsital or book Xhosa, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up, because if you're gonna mess it up, they're gonna be like, no, but
ooh, you see, that's why my Xhosa is also, you guys will never hear me. Because the one thing I don't want to do is embarrass myself. Because if the accent is not correct and the pronunciation is not right.
Sometimes you can bump my accent, and not the words. But that's the thing about music. You need to be open to learn. There's nothing embarrassing about you learning more of your own language.
Yeah.
Because you might be more on a mixed of a English and Xhosa kind of person when you talk to people. But now when it comes to music, you've sold to people that your music is going to be 80% in Xhosa. Now you have to find more words that put into your story, because you don't want to be doing English when you came through with the Xhosa vibe. You understand what I'm saying?
But you can mix it up.
That's what I'm saying. You can mix it up. But again, it's 100% of a song.
Yeah.
You can't have 20% Xhosa and 80% English if you started as a person who's 80% Xhosa and 20% English. Do you
understand, yeah.
So it's nice, but me starting from rapping in English to rapping in Xhosa, I found it very hard to go back to English. I've tried, believe me, I tried. I have a very good vocabulary. Even the way I speak, I can have a conversation with you in full-blown English, it's okay. But once I come to music, my mind is just thinking my language. Now, when I try to put it in English or try to do something in English, I sound like
you're forced down.
Imagine the American wannabe. I feel like the punchlines are not punching, and I feel like I'm not expressing myself the way I want to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not gonna hit, it's not gonna land, it's not gonna be something massive.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe on another kind of beat, not a Koala type beat, not a hip hop beat, maybe something else. Maybe I can inflict those things, because I've tried and it has worked on unreleased stuff. But if I'm trying to have a full blown verse that's in English, I just feel like I sound corny. I'm like, I'm not doing the job. I didn't do my job.
You know what? Honesty is definitely the best policy in this position, and I'm glad that you're self-aware about all of those things, because you know where your strengths lie, and we can hear it in the music. We can hear it in every way that you kind of portray yourself, which is really dope, man.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, I think we are running out of time, but we can speak for hours, and definitely we'll bring you back. We can bring you back. We'll have another chat. We're gonna see if we can make it out to Cape Town as well for the culture.
Amazing.
But thank you so much for coming through on POPradio. And yeah, man, keep on pushing, keep on giving us more of yourself, more TikToks, more videos, more music, more everything, because you as D, I think your fans are loving it, and you're growing more into yourself as you keep releasing. Is there anything that we can look forward to in the next couple of months that you just want to throw forward to?
Of course, for the culture event is happening in September 29th and 30th. Yes, the tickets I think are available on web tickets, but also the link is on my bio. Anazindo is out. It recently dropped a day after my birthday, so that you can keep on streaming. One music video is sitting a little bit under 500,000 views, which is crazy, because we haven't even passed like 3 months or something like that. So crazy vibes. Thank you for the support. More co-directing for me, more corporate side of things, more campaigns. Right now, this year, I think right now I can safely say we're doing more of singles and music videos than big bodies of work, but there might be a surprise at the end of the year. But right now, we're just doing what we want to do.
Dope. And that's just having fun.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters right now. That's all that matters right now. All right. Thank you so much, Dee.
Thank you for having me.
Travel safe back home. And of course, come back, visit us, have a good time. Maybe just come just for a weekend, just a while out.
Fun, right?
You know what I mean?
Okay, we'll make a date.
Yeah, maybe we can change your perspective on being outside and being in the club. It's not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it's not that bad.
It's bad.
Oh man, and there you have it. That is our awesome episode with Miss D Koala. Keep on liking, subscribing, commenting, letting us know exactly who you want us to interview here on POPradio, and of course catch you next week.